What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. On today's video, we're going to be reviewing the Carpuride 7-inch touchscreen infotainment system for your vehicle. Now, what this right here does is it links your smartphone to your existing vehicle's car stereo. Now, this will work in any vehicle as long as it has a 12-volt system. What does that mean? There's 3 different ways you can sync this right here to your existing car. Number 1, it has a built-in speaker. Number 2, it has an FM transmitter. And number 3, it has an auxiliary output in case your car stereo has auxiliary input. So the speaker is the good one, the FM transmitter is the better one, but the auxiliary input is the best one. So when you open the box up, you have your 7-inch touchscreen infotainment system. You have your power cord, auxiliary cord, you have a dash mount, you have a windshield mount, and you have a different type of mount for like a custom installation. It includes a full color pamphlet to show you how to install everything, but I'm going to show you guys how I put it in my old truck today. Now, if you have an older truck or a car, you know, kind of like mine, my truck is a 2004 model. It's almost 20 years old. It did not come with an infotainment system. So when Carpuride reached out to me, they said, "Hey, would you like to try this?" And I said, "Sure." They asked me, they said, "Would you kindly make a review video within 2 weeks?" Well, it's been about 2 months and I'm just starting to get around to it, but I've been using it the entire time. So it's enough talking. Let's jump inside of my truck and I'll show you exactly how I have mine mounted, and we'll go over some of the features as well. Now, before I install this in the truck, I'm going to go over the buttons and this right here, Carpuride 7-inch touchscreen system here. You have a couple of buttons over there on the left. You have a home button, volume up and down, microphone, and return button as well. Come on the back side here at the top left, you see there is a speaker up there. You have your mount here in the very back. On the very top, you have a power button. Now on the side of the unit here, you have a couple of connections. You have a microphone input. You have a TF memory card, so you can put music on that. You have a camera in. Some of these right here kits, you can get them with a reverse camera. I didn't get that since this truck, I already have a reverse camera on it, and this aftermarket as well. You have an AV out. You have a USB. You can do, I want to say you can do music and maybe movies on it as well. And you have a 12-volt input there as well. So this is the adjustable arm here. It adjusts in a couple of different ways, up and down, in and out. And the very outside portion here turns left and right, up and down. Kind of a swivel mount. Now, I have this going on my dashboard, and this is kind of like a windshield mount. The suction cup has some sticky on it, so I mounted it straight to my dashboard. Now, inside the kit, it has another piece that you can actually place onto the dashboard. I didn't do that just because I don't want anything on the dashboard if I remove this right here. Okay, so this mount is on there right now. I have the auxiliary cable that's included with the kit. The power cable is included with the kit as well. I have it running down behind this trim bezel here just because I don't want to see no wires hanging down. I have my auxiliary cable popping out going into my car stereo, and I have the power cable down here going into the cigarette lighter. It makes it like just a cleaner look if you ask me. All right, guys, so let's get started with this. We're going to go ahead and plug the Carpuride into the cigarette lighter here. Once you do that, it'll automatically power on by itself. And there it is. It's at its home screen right now. So I have it plugged into my stereo, this aftermarket stereo, with an auxiliary cable. Now there's a couple of different ways of using the Carpuride system. There's 3 different ways of hearing it, or hooking it up. Number 1, it has a speaker built into the back of it. That's a good way. That means it'll work with any vehicle as long as it has a cigarette lighter adapter to power it up. So we're going to go to settings. We're going to go to device speaker right there. It's on. All right. Now I have some royalty-free music on the phone. Now, in order to use the Carpuride, we first need to link up the Bluetooth from the phone to the Carpuride system. So on mine, we're going to go over here. I had a Bluetooth turned off a minute ago. We're going to turn it back on. It's back on. We're going to go in here and make sure the Carpuride there is going to be connected. So now we have some royalty-free music. We're going to go ahead and click here, and it's going to start playing. That's your volume knobs on the Carpuride system right there. We can go ahead and pause this. Now that's the first option of being able to hear your phone through this system. That will work with any vehicle out there. Now we're going to go ahead and turn the device speaker back off. If you do not turn the device speaker back off, it will play even if you have it hooked up to auxiliary or FM transmitter. So be sure to turn the device speaker off if you're using one of the other two methods. The next thing we need to do is go back to home, go to FM transmitter 89.5. You hear the static? That's a good station to put it on. So right now I'm on 89.5 here. We're going to turn it on here, and it got silent. Now once I hit the play button, it'll come through the FM stereo. Now that is a better option than the included speaker that's built into the Carpuride. But here's the problem with this. If you're traveling, you might run through one city that has no radio station on this right here, but the next city you go to, it may have something broadcasting over there, and you'd have to change that. But that's still better than the speaker that is mounted internally on the Carpuride system. Now the third way of doing this is if your vehicle has an aux input, you want to be sure to plug the aux cable into the aux input like so. Be sure to put it to the auxiliary input setting there. Then you can go ahead and turn it on here from your phone. Turn it up on the okay. Now you don't have to turn it on and off with your phone here. I just have the phone open, so I was just showing that. So if you're in CarPlay here and you go to this setting here, it shows you the album artwork here. It shows us like a map. I can turn it on from there as well. Or I could go to the music portion over here on the red one and hit play or pause there as well, and it shows the album artwork there also. Now while we're in the Apple Music tab right here in CarPlay, I can go to library, and I can scroll through my library of all the songs I already have downloaded to my phone. And we can also tell Siri that we want to play something differently. Like, let's do this right here for an example. Since we're listening right now to since we're listening to so right now, since we're listening to some royalty-free music, we're listening to this first song, I'm going to tell Siri to play the next song. Hey Siri, play the next song. As you see, the next song is playing. Hey Siri, play the next song. Hey Siri, play the last song. And it works just like that. Here you go. Hey Siri, pause. And we just paused it as well. Now Siri is going to work the same way through voice operation for controlling the maps and the phone as well. Hey Siri, Give us directions to the closest Walmart.
Getting directions to Walmart Supercenter.
Okay, we go there. We can cancel that. Hey Siri, call the closest Walgreens.
Calling Walgreens.
Okay, now all of this here is based off of your phone here. Okay, you can also change the background. You can change the appearance to, it's like automatic. It's white during the day, black at dark. I like to do dark during the day, you know, and nighttime. Driving focus, it will announce messages for you. So if you get a text message, it'll just read them out to you. Wallpaper, we can change the wallpaper in here. You know, we could, let's go to this right here, set here. It changed it there. So it's pretty cool. This right here does a lot of different things. You can turn show album artwork on or off. I just left mine on. Now you notice you have 5 buttons over here: home button, volume up and down, microphone, and return. You also have a Bluetooth function just in case you do not have an Android Auto or an Apple CarPlay. You have a USB and a SD card to listen to music as well, and those both on the side of the unit. We already ran through the FM transmitter and the settings. We'll go back to the settings one more time. You can change the language. Okay. You can change the key colors. I'll leave mine on white, but the key is this right here. So if you want a green, you can change it to green. The device speaker on and off, right hand drive, that's for vehicles with the steering wheel on the right hand side. You can restore the factory settings, and you can check out the system version as well. Now this right here is for the Android and the iPhone wired link. So this right here is actually wireless CarPlay and wireless screen mirroring, but there's a wired version as well. And if you use the wired version, you can come in here and tell it which CarPlay or iOS mirror that you want to use. Go back to settings. Here is the Wi-Fi. So on the Wi-Fi, you use Wi-Fi for the screen mirroring, and we use Bluetooth for the CarPlay. And then if you order yours Carpuride with a backup camera, this is where you would adjust those settings right here. I did not get one with a backup camera. It's pretty simple, guys, so far. And go back to home here. You have an EQ button. You can change it through different presets in here. Okay. Say you adjust one thing here and you don't like that, you can always hit that and it goes back to normal. There's a loud button that you can make it a little bit louder as well. The auto link is the wired version. The AirPlay is going to be the wireless version. Auto is for Android Auto, and iPlay is going to be for Apple CarPlay. That's what we've been using. Now, let's say we want to use this for AirPlay and we want to do some wireless mirroring. How would we do that? The first thing that we're going to do is come over here to the phone, and we're going to come down here and we're going to turn Bluetooth all the way off. Okay, Bluetooth's off. Okay. All right, the next thing that we're going to do here is I'm going to turn the Carpuride off. Now, you might not have to do this with yours, but I've had to do this with mine ever since I've had it, when you're going from wireless CarPlay to wireless AirPlay. So I'm going to hold it down. It powers it all the way off. Now, if you hold it all the way down like I did for a few seconds, the whole thing powers down. If you just hit the power button one time real quick, it just makes the screen black. Okay, and the buttons over here are still lit up. So right now it's off. I'm going to turn it back on. There it is. There's the intro screen, Carpuride. And you can change the backgrounds as well with like custom backgrounds, but you're going to have to send them in the file, and they're going to have to send it back to you with some instructions. Okay, so we're there. We're going to come over here. It says I'm connected. When you connect the Wi-Fi Carpuride, The password is going to be 8 digits and is all 6s. So I'm good here. Okay, so we're going to hit AirPlay here. It's going to come up with this message. Now once we get this right here message, we can come back over here, hit the screen mirroring button, hit AirPlay, and if you notice, we're right there. So that looks pretty good. Let's just say we wanted to play some YouTube. It's gonna be hard to do this with one hand, but wow, check that out. There's last video we did. If we turn it sideways, so you can go straight up and down in portrait mode. You can go sideways in landscape mode. Hit play here. Another thing we can do here is we can take the screen and blow it up, and it mimics it on the Carpuride as well. I'm gonna go ahead and get out of the YouTube here. Okay, now we want to go back to Bluetooth. First thing we need to do is pull the phone down, cancel screen mirroring, stop mirroring. Okay, we can go ahead and actually click on Bluetooth, hold it down. We're going to hit Carpuride. It says it's connected. Okay, we pull it up and it went straight back to wireless CarPlay as well. See here, we're back at wireless CarPlay. Very simple. This is a very simple and easy thing to operate right here. So it's not very complicated at all. So it's nice and neat. It's not distorted at all. It's not blurry. Okay, right here at 6:32 p.m. it says I have 4 bars of 5G. This shows my battery level of my phone. Okay, I can go home here. Another thing to do is, say you turn the volume up and down here, your radio is still going to be your master volume. I usually leave mine on about 37 is what I've been leaving mine on, so it does not distort. And then I've been changing the volume control with just my radio here. So Carpuride has multiple versions available. This is the 7-inch. They have I want to say they have a 9-inch and a 10-inch as well. They also have one available for motorcycles. Well, I don't have a motorcycle, but I have a golf cart, and thought it'd be cool to add one to a golf cart. We could have touchscreen controls. We could, you know, not have to take our eyes off the road to change the channels of the radio and stuff like that. I thought that'd be cool. However, when I accepted these terms, I accepted a 2-week term, and it's been more along the lines of 2 months. However, I have been using it every day since I've had it, and I really wanted to give it a good review and see if it was really worth it. Guys, I use this more than anything now. This radio here is actually Bluetooth, but I've turned the Bluetooth capability off on it. I've been using Bluetooth on here because this right here works my maps, it works everything. So I really do like this right here. So the installation process is pretty quick. You just mount it to either the dashboard or your windshield. I have mine mounted to the dashboard right here. I ran my power wire and my auxiliary cable. Let's say you don't know how to install car stereos. Why go and buy a car stereo? You know, have to get a dash kit, you have to get a wiring harness, then you have to pay someone to put it in if you don't know how to do it yourself. Or you could just buy one of these Carpuride systems here and use your factory stereo. This right here makes sense. This right here is the deal. All right, guys, I appreciate you watching today's video. Until next time, we'll see y'all later.